if I had to describe the Bedford Regional, both prelims and finals, I would just say it was a very hot contest. Figuratively, literally, we need to go over it, help me put a cherry on it. Even though cherries are terrible, and even though my voice is almost gone, and even though I am dog tired. Good morning again, Daniel Valdez again. It is a pleasure to talk to you. Whether you are on the YouTube app, youtube.com/the Danpodcast, or you are on the Apple Podcasts app, just search the Danpodcast. 2 words, the space Danpodcast. And you will see a photo of me saluting, smirking at my senior year final show, and you will love me forever. No, you won't. I'm tired, man. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for the support. This weekend, Texas Bands, the world famous Texas Bands live blog, was at the Bands of America Bedford Regional up in Bedford, Texas, good old Pendleton Field for the second year in a row. We appreciate all of the well wishes, all the comments, all the people that came up, shook our hands, said hello, gave us water and fed us and did all that fun stuff. Thank you all so much for the support. We love talking to people about this activity, even if it's for a few seconds. We enjoy every single interaction, so thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for your love. We got to get to this contest because a lot happened here. A lot happened on the field. A little bit happened off the field. So we need to go over this stuff. This was a little bit of an interesting contest to say the least. But I owe it to at least address some of the things that happened here. And of course, then I will do it with all the grace and power that only I can provide you. Like, man, he's delusional. All right, let's get this on the road. Thank you for the cherry on for the BOA DFW Regional Bedford Finals, whatever you want to call it. First and foremost, congratulations to the Flower Mound High School Marching Band, Flower Mound, Texas, 86.7 in finals. Believe if I've counted correctly. And I did have to do a little bit of counting because these guys are so freaking good. 7 Bands of America Regional Championships. And this is the 3rd in a row. So they won the rain-shortened Bedford Regional last year. They won the Super Regional last year. And then this year they come out with their show Vitrify. Music, visual effects, all over the place. These people can play. They are good at what they do. They know how to use their guard very well throughout the show. I would say Flower Mound is probably the most like a non-Texas program in terms of visual design. And in terms of like guard integration and stuff like that. They're most like the Indiana bands. They're about as close to the Indiana bands as you're going to get in the state of Texas. Definitely a very good thing. Love that visual design is very out there, very exposed. Music's very exposed, and that's what they do. They take chances with effects. And when it hits, it is extremely effective. You just have to have the correct performers. You have to put them in the right position. You have to put them in the position to succeed, just like anything else. It just feels like the risk with what Flower Mound does and how they do things it feels like a little bit higher as an overall package than everybody else. Nonetheless, congratulations, Flower Mound. Another regional championship by a pretty hefty margin, too. So let's go over finals real quick. 10th place was Keller Central. 9th was Timber Creek. 8th was Waxahachie. 7th was Capel. 6th was Wakeland. 5th was LD Bell. 4th, Keller. 3rd, Marcus. 2nd, Hebron. 1st, Flower Mound. A little bit of an anomaly here. Owasso from Oklahoma was 8th place in prelims. However, the program decided to not participate in the finals contest. There were some injuries that were sustained by some of their color guard members, and I'm being as tactful with this information as I possibly can, because it's a serious situation. Some of the guard members from the Owasso program were injured during their performance due to very, very high heat on the field. they suffered some injuries on their feet. The field was extremely hot. It was a very hot day out there, especially in the stands when you got, Mr. Sanchez and I sitting in the stands doing this whole live blog thing. I mean, it was with the way the stadium faces, the way the stadium's designed. It's when it's clear skies most of the day, it gets pretty hot in the stands. And then you multiply that by even more when you get field level, just walking around the air temperature field level, and then when you're actually touching the field, very, very intense. It can be a dangerous situation. I hope the folks from Owasso are okay. I hope they are in good spirits. And, many thoughts and well wishes go out to them, because I never like seeing band kiddos get hurt for any reason. And I'm not here to blame anybody. I'm not here to call anybody out. I hate seeing that. It's heartbreaking. Especially when the injuries are so severe that they cannot continue with the rest of the performance. Because I know those kiddos just want to perform. Everybody does. Every performer wants to perform. Every performer wants that one extra performance because they love doing it so much. Unfortunately, they were not able to continue the contest. A very unfortunate situation. I hope whatever the solution is, with wherever it comes from, and from whomever makes that decision, I hope the solution is quick. I hope the solution is just, and I really hope the solution is done without ego. And that's really all I have to say about that. Whatever the solution is, it needs to happen. Because now we're talking performer safety, and that can't be jeopardized for whatever reason. For the sake of the art or whatever. At the end of the day, it's marching band. So that definitely needs to be kept in mind. Again, hearts go out to Owasso. I hope they're okay. And I wish them well the rest of the season. So with that happening, so they were 8th overall in prelims, and the announcement was made over the PA system. It said, Mr. Potter shows up, goes, "Hey, Owasso was going to be a participant in finals. However, they're not going to be continuing the contest. They're going home due to unforeseen circumstances. The actual situation was not made public by Bands of America, which I completely understand. But we heard a lot of stuff this weekend, and it turns out that was the case. And so, with Owasso being gone, and I know I'm rambling a little bit, I'm really trying to just be careful with how I phrase everything. With Owasso electing to go home, we had to add another program to finals. So essentially the procedure there is they take the next highest scoring program and they move them up into finals. Waxahachie, as we look at the recaps, Waxahachie was 11th overall after prelims, but because Owasso dropped out, we moved Waxahachie up. So now they were the 10th finalist program, and they made it into finals, which is fantastic. Waxahachie has a fantastic musical book, a fantastic, just jazzy stuff the entire time. Oh, and that trumpet soloist is a monster. Just awesome stuff. I love telling people in the stands about, oh, you gotta watch this soloist. And then you hear that, and then you hear the soloist go off, and you just see people's faces light up. It's awesome. I love that feeling. Wakeland, nice performance. 6th place, coming in there, topping it out with a 79. That show, Wakeland's 5A program. That show is going to be something to deal with come state marching contest time. They play well, they move well. It's a very good show for a Bands of America top judging system, but at the same time, it also shows off the skills necessary to do well in the UIL system. So people are going to have to watch out for that. People are going to have to deal with that. So come early November, when it comes to UIL time, Wakeland's going to be really, really good, and the ceiling is very high for them this season. Love LD Bell, probably one of my favorite shows that they've done in recent memory. Love the little tarp that they had. Well, not the little tarp, but like the big tarp that they had in the middle of the field that breaks off and turns into barriers all throughout the field. Very clever, great stuff. Keller is Keller. They just keep playing. They just keep moving. They are wonderful at what they do. Marcus is still around. They haven't gone anywhere. That whole ballad section is just full of shape and flow, and it's really nice to hear crowds reward that type of music and that type of playing with applause instead of just being silent and like kind of just sitting there. It takes a lot to get an audience moved like that. You have to do a lot of shaping. And remember, it's a football field, so everything you do has to be exaggerated. Marcus really does a fantastic job, and they've done this for years and years and years, about shaping their phrases, making the soft moments really soft, and making the I don't want to say louder moments, but the moments with more volume they make that a little bit more pronounced, so that it comes across all the way. And if you're feeling it in the crowd, I can assure you that they're feeling it in the press box as well. I want to talk about some other programs. Keller Central was awesome. Timber Creek, managing their changes very well. Awesome stuff. Capel had one of probably the most unique uniforms out there with the whole veil cape deal. And it's just, when they're done with it, hey, it's attached to the helmet, so I'm just going to flip it behind me. Awesome stuff. And it creates a really, 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 really eerie effect. I want to talk about Hebron. When we heard Hebron in prelims and in finals attempt and achieve the music book that they're trying to achieve, we were in shock. There's never been a music book like that before. Attempted. The Peter Graham stuff, the British brass band stuff that the program has been tasked with achieving is ridiculous. And I said it last night, and I'm going to say it again. It's the hardest music book ever attempted on the field. Pound for pound. Not just percussion, not just woodwinds, not just brass, just the entire product. There's some programs that will never, ever even attempt to do anything like that. But Hebron continues to push the envelope musically in terms of pure talent needed to achieve the book. It's one thing to attempt it. It's one thing to hear the notes on the page, try to figure it out. It's another thing to actually go out there and perform it right off the page and get those accents in when they need to get the accents in. And it's so difficult. If you get a chance to see them or listen to that show again, you're going to freak out. Like it's almost not fair. It really feels like there should be some sort of test before attempting to play that. Like you should have to go in front of an advisory board. Hey, we want to play this. They go, oh, really? Let's hear it first, and then we might let you play. But man, they are freakishly good at what they're doing. Hebron's going to Grand Nationals this year. If they're already that good on October 5th, how good do you think they're going to be in a month? I'm sure your eyes bugged out of your head because they are already on fire. And they got a lot of contests left. They got a lot of competitions left. They got a lot of travel to do. That's what Hebron does. They keep their head down and they show up at a contest and they blow you away. And special things are going to happen for this program. Very special things are going to happen for this program. Not just this year, but for years to come. So they're off to a very good start. Congratulations to Flower Mound for another regional championship pretty handily. If you look at the prelim scores, they won prelims by over a point, like we've preached before, or like I've preached before. Anything over a point, no matter what the caption is, especially at the high score, anything over a point is pretty much a dominant performance. Flower Mound gave us a complete product, and it was clean visually, clean musically, and they get rewarded with the Bedford Regional. I believe their 7th championship overall, if I've done my research properly, but I am tired, and I probably made a mistake, and that's what I do, but I'm human, so please don't yell at me. And that's going to be it for the Bedford Regional. A lot of stuff happened, a lot of procedural things needed to go on behind the scenes, but overall, a pretty intense contest. These programs are super good. You haven't heard from the last of any of these. If you've been in especially the ones from the ones that advanced to finals. Weather, it didn't rain, but it was still hot. So, I mean, it's like Mother Nature said, oh, really? Cooler weather on Monday? Watch this. And they gave us like one more weekend of just intense heat. So, hopefully that's all done. Hopefully it's cooler weather the rest of the season. And we can just focus on these wonderful performers and the awesome performances that they will be performing. Bedford Regional, cherry on, done. We put that away. Next week, or later this week, Midland Regional Nerd-In, Bands of America Regional Nerd-In. The live vlog will be there. We got our buddy Landry Kendrick, living out in West Texas, knows everything about the West Texas programs. Super smart kid. He's going to be taking over the live vlog this weekend. So show him some love out there. I'll take care of the Nerd-In for the Midland Regional sometime this week. So please stay tuned. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for putting up with my stupid voice. Thank you so much for the support. I will never be able to thank you enough. Appreciate you so much. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Adios. Bye-bye.